Peter Obi is the only one, a politician, who has visited my home in London, my home in Ghana, my home in Lagos. You can't be closer than that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I told Peter, I said, sir, Your Excellency, try and work with this man. Then I gave him copious examples. I said, if Mahama was not a VP to Professor Atamios, maybe he would never have been president of Ghana, because he came from the minority, just like Jonathan in Nigeria. I gave the example of Jonathan. I gave even in America that even Joe Biden, who was much older than Obama, still came back to become president. Because you are able to demonstrate your capacity. You have only been a governor of a state. But Peter told me he's more popular than Atiku.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Really?
If you see him asking my life against him, what do you expect Akpabio to do? Akpabio has a mortal fear of Asiwaju.
Wow. Are you serious?
Oh, it's obvious. I don't see anything Asiwaju will ask Akpabio to do that he will not do. People will be more comfortable. In fact, a lot of the governors who are supporting Tinubu now, they are praying silently that he will lose. Because they know if he wins, he will become a full-blown emperor.
Wow.
That's the truth. Talk to a lot of them privately. They will tell you, talk to them. They will tell you that it is not in their interest for Asiwaju to come back. That if he comes back, for example, if Asiwaju goes now, all the power that people ascribe to Wike is from Asiwaju. I'm saying tomorrow will come and the power they think they have will just be like ordinary water. Oh, it's clear to me. And what Tinubu did, I'm sorry again, was wrong. Giving too much power to Wike because you think you need Wike for whatever you need him. No. It was very cruel to Fubara. Nobody, Fubara himself has not been able to say it, but I can say it that Tinubu was very cruel to you. Declare the state of emergency in a state where there was nothing.
This is Naija Unfiltered on SYMFONI TV. My name is Olawale Oluwade, and my guest today is foremost Nigerian journalist, media entrepreneur, also a politician now, former presidential candidate under the National Conscience Party, I'm sure I'm right, Basharu Dele Momodu. I've been chasing you everywhere, Basharu. Morocco, Tokyo, London, Ghana, everywhere. Finally, I've trapped you down. My boy, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me start by apologizing to you.
No, not at all.
I didn't mean to be difficult. It's just that my schedules are very tight.
I know.
But I knew I would love to be on your program. One of the best. Wow. And I'm not kidding. Wow. I use your content every now and then because there are always quotable quotes.
Wow.
You allow your guests to speak. For me, that's an important aspect of interviewing people. Allow them to speak. Even if you disagree with them, wait patiently so that you can then interrogate them further if your job is that of an interrogator.
Absolutely.
So here we are, finally.
Here we are.
I'm very excited.
Same here. Nice to have you. Let's get right into it. As a starter, give us your opinion on the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration in terms of insecurity, the economy, and of course, democratic ethos. Has it deepened democratic practice in Nigeria?
If you followed my interviews in the last 2-3 years, you realize that I don't worry too much about the programs and the projects of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. I'm more worried about a deliberate attempt to destroy our democracy. And I want, in 2022, October, I was on Seun Okebaloye's program. You can Google it. I said, if Asiwaju gets power, you are going to have a potential dictator in your hands. I use the word potential just to be mindful of my environment. And also because once upon a time, we were close, we were comrades in the Nadeco struggle for the revalidation of the June 12, 1993 presidential election results. Despite being very careful, all hell was let loose that night when I made that statement. How can you say that about your friend, about your big brother? I said, yes, he's my friend. I know that. I have studied a bit of philosophy in Ife. I've studied a bit of sociology. And it's very obvious to me that if you look at his profile, it can never be your regular politician or a regular president. He's a man who believes in absolute power, absolute authority, and anyone who had ever crossed the line was crushed. We all remember what happened to Ambode, the former governor of Lagos State. We also remember what almost befell Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Even the most careful of them, Babatunde Raji Fashola. I had to write an article at that time in my pendulum column between Tinubu and Fashola. And I warned them that your marriage was made in heaven. Either of you who seeks divorce, there will be chaos. So, I followed this trajectory very keenly. And I could see that it does not hide what he wants to do. So, that is not good for Nigeria. I asked myself, are we going to fight to send the military away and then replace military dictatorship with civilian dictatorship? So my biggest grounds against Asiwaju is this dictatorial tendency, nothing more.
Wow.
If he fails in the area of economy, we can blame his economic team. We can say, okay, maybe he's not knowledgeable enough. That is why he failed. If he fails in terms of infrastructure, we can say, okay, maybe his team again in the Ministry of Works, Ministry of Power, and other such ministries were the cause of the problem. But democracy is the very foundation of a nation. Once you kill it, so you end up with tyranny, with dictatorship, and above all, what I always like to say is that a leader becomes an emperor. Unreachable, untouchable, if care is not taken, unsackable.
Amazing. It's interesting that you touched on this, aspect of the President Tinubu, Bola Tinubu persona, his essence. Let me ask you, Basharo, why were Nigerians carried away by this? Was it the media that created or invented this persona for President Tinubu?
You see, I would say to some extent, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a protege of Chief Moshood Abiola. I believe he studied him. He was like a disciple following him. You could see when he visited Abacha, he was in the background, in the picture. So, and he must have asked himself, so how did Abiola
miss it?
No, how did he even get here?
Get to that level, exactly.
To that level.
Exactly.
So, media. So, Chief Abiola invested heavily.
You are one of these his proteges, like a son.
He even announced publicly that I was his adopted
absolutely.
son. So, that is that. Asiwaju went into newspaper business, the nation. He started television, started radio, and so on and so forth. So he was fully prepared. I'm sure he knew what he wanted from the start. And he was ready to invest anything in it. Then he knew there would be obstacles. He knew there would be people who would attempt to stop him in his tracks. So he prepared for everything. If you have to be ruthless, he's ruthless. If he has to spend money to buy you, in fact, I surely believe that every soul is buyable.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of his philosophies. I don't know where he got, maybe from reading too much of Machiavelli, you know, and others, you know. And today, when I look back, I ask the same question you asked. How did he manage to convince us that he was a super Democrat? And one word that was very common with him and his followers was progressive. So what's progressive about dictatorship? So I personally, I would have had no issue with him if only he could be compassionate without strings being attached. What he used to get a lot of people was his generosity. It was like MKO. But MKO was more reachable, more approachable, more compassionate, more benevolent. You know, Tinubu is what is law. So, now he's president. He's gotten what Abiola could not get. He's gotten what Awolowo could not get. So what has he done with it? I believe, you're asking my opinion of him and his president, I believe he has mismanaged it. And it is regrettable. To those of us who expected that, okay, let's say all human beings are imperfect. I'm not perfect, you are not perfect. But there is a line you must never cross. I believe he has crossed the Rubicon. And I don't know what the end will be.
Interesting. In 2022, you had warned, I saw you warned, you're one of many of your TV interventions. You said you are skeptical of his being able to get the party ticket. But if he should get the party ticket, he will be unstoppable. And that your fear actually is that you do not know how, because you know him, you don't know how it will play out. And we're there now. We're living the reality now.
You see, Asiwaju was always intentionally strategic. He doesn't do anything without a reason. So, people like Nasir El-Rufai, who I also respect tremendously,
for his intelligence,
sharpness. In fact, when I contested in 2011, I'd approached him. I wanted him to be my running mate. That's how much I love him.
Wow.
But I'm sure he must have felt that former governor and former minister to Dele Momodu. But you see, Barack Obama was not a governor.
Absolutely.
So, Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Yeah.
He came. Abiola was a businessman. So it is now that people feel you must have been a senator, a member of reps, and a governor,
minister.
But the only reason that happens is because they would have had access to our common patrimony. So they pilfer the money and then use it to come and buy the votes. So someone like Rufai, I believe, was looking at Lagos. And you know, the hype around Tinubu is unprecedented. In fact, never have I seen that since MK Abiola. MK was one who had that kind of persona.
Yes.
Larger than life.
Exactly.
You know, he enters a place. In fact, I used to call MKO the spellbinder. When he enters a
the
place,
charm, the charisma.
The aura. He mesmerizes, he hypnotizes everybody around.
Wow.
MKO cannot enter here now. In fact, before he gets here, you'll be seeing people running, photographers, everybody, you know. So, that was what Ashwaju tried to build for himself, and he succeeded in it. People call him master strategy. What's the strategy about oppressing your fellow human being? And saying somebody who has a dream to become a president like you cannot have a party. And they will say, oh, and his defenders, I don't know, those ones behave like they've been jacked. His supporters will tell you, is it his fault that you are fighting in ADC? Is it his fault? They are fighting in, even journalists, help them to promote this rubbish. Narrative. They say, and I said, but there are problems in APC. There are people who have gone to court in APC. There are factions in APC. Nobody mentions it. Why? Because one man has money to buy or Bibles.
Interesting. The opposition also alleges, you're part of opposition, that the president is disconnected from the everyday grind of generality of Nigerians in terms of insecurity, in terms of the economy. And I'll use the example of this recent, gruesome attack in Orire local government of Oyo State, where 46 children, students, their principal, their teachers were captured. The pictures or videos all over social media. Sir, the president spent 3 weeks in Lagos, just a day or so before Salah, and just returned to Abuja yesterday. He did not visit.
His only interest is re-election. It's unfortunate, but we have to say it as it is. The Tinubu that I thought I knew when we were in exile is not the same Tinubu today.
Wow.
In fact, if you speak to some of his closest allies today, they will confess to you privately. They can sing your mandate in public, but when you meet them privately, what they sing is different.
Wow.
That's the reality.
Wow.
In fact, they will tell you he no longer listens to anybody.
Wow.
Most of them cannot reach him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Wow.
So, and then I asked them, so then, what are you still doing there? They say, what do you expect us to do?
Wow.
We will be hungry.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
In Nigeria, the easiest way to get food is from government.
And you have to be a sycophant.
Naturally, you have to be a pathological slave.
Wow. Wow.
You reason like a robot. You
Wow.
talk like a robot.
Wow.
You do everything like a robot.
You become a zombie.
Yeah, they tell you, step down.
Wow.
You step down or you get fired.
Wow.
I don't blame Ashwaju for that. There is a saying that the person fooling you is not at fault. It's you that accepts to be fooled. That is a mega fool. That is what is going on in Nigeria.
Wow.
So it's very unfortunate that if I don't even know. Look, my brain is saturated with worries. We used to hear when I was young that the generation of devolution cars was a wasted generation. Yeah. And I used to say, no, our own, I could beat my chest, our own will not be like that. Our own is far worse. And all the icons that he used to speak of, I don't know how this man was able to hypnotize them and jazz them up. They can no longer speak. And you, that you are talking, then they abuse you. That get lost. Who are you? If you have the opportunity, you will do the same thing. Of course, I've not had the opportunity.
Exactly.
So, you can't blame me in advance.
Their thesis has no premise. Bashar, I'm happy it's you and I speaking. I want you to enlighten me about professionals, Yoruba professionals, such as both of us. Core professionals, that's one. Secondly, diasporan, who have seen the world, but then they are backing Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, defending him to the hilt. Can you explain this, Bashar?
There's nothing you can't explain in it. An average human being lives on hope, false hope, that it may be my tongue, so don't let me talk. I meet them. I travel, you know me.
Of course.
I meet people.
Because you're a world citizen.
But Do you know if I wasn't traveling, I would have thought all Nigerians were fools. But everywhere I go today, I meet Igbo, I meet Hausa, Fulani, I meet Yoruba. They stop me. They want to take pictures. Oh, we love you for what you are doing for our nation. They pray for me. Even on the street of Tokyo. That was what happened to me last week. People stopping me. People paying my bills.
Wow.
So, people appreciate it because they've turned an average Nigerian, like I said, into a robot. So when they see somebody who refuses to be a robot, Nigerians appreciate it too. When I go on social media and I see the way people attack me, of course I know most of them are just, what do we call them? Social media rats and all that. You know, they will abuse you. But it could be one person having 1,000 accounts. So a lot of people don't know. So these days I don't even bother. I don't bother. Because I know that that's the job they are paid for. And they are paid peanuts. 20K.
Wow.
Yes, they are on payroll of politicians for 20K. They're okay.
Wow. Okay, let's leave Ashwaju for a while and come to your party, the ADC. Some allege that the ADC, whatever you guys are doing with all the exits and all of that. Okay, let's even start from, how did the exit of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, how did it come to you? And then even recently, Babachi Alawa.
As for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, it was very unfortunate.
Wow.
Because I'm close to both of them.
Wow.
Peter Obi is the only one, a politician, who has visited my home in London, my home in Ghana, my home in Lagos. You can't be closer than that.
Exactly.
You know, and the one meeting I remember very well was a day to my 65th birthday last year. He came to my house on May 15. My birthday was May 16. And I'm happy I had a living witness. He came with my former running mate.
Okay.
Tanko Yunusa.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's my running mate.
That's true.
Yeah, so, and a social media lady who goes around with them. So they were there. And we were having coffee on the table. And I told Peter, I said, why don't you try and work with Atiku? I said, Atiku was the person who brought it to national prominence.
Absolutely.
When Atiku picked Peter, the governors, everybody were angry. That what are you doing with Peter? Peter is this, Peter is that. The one thing about Atiku is once he's made up his mind, he is a very focused man. So I told Peter, I said, sir, Your Excellency, try and work with this man. Then I gave him copious examples. I said if Mahama was not a VP to Professor Tamils, maybe he would never have been president of Ghana. Because he came from the minority, just like Jonathan in Nigeria. I gave the example of Jonathan. I gave even in America that even Joe Biden, who was much older than Obama, still came back to become president. Because you are able to demonstrate your capacity. You have only been a governor of a state. But Peter told me he's more popular than Atiku.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Really?
If you see him, ask him I lied against him.
Wow.
I've not told anybody this publicly. I'm saying it today because now we're moving towards the general elections. And we should be able to tell ourselves the home truth.
Absolutely.
I said, Peter. In fact, he's convinced that he won the last election.
Yes. I've sat with a lot of his people who have that mindset.
They abuse me every day. And I don't mind because I know truth may suffer for a while.
Yes.
But it will catch up with lies. I said, you want to tell me Peter won in Sokoto? Peter won in Kebbi? Peter won in Zamfara? Peter won in Kaduna? Peter won in Katsina? Peter won in Kaduna? In Jigawa?
In Kano?
In Kano? In Yobe? I mean, if we're living in delusion, let's regulate it.
Exactly.
You know, so that is the crux of the matter. Peter believes and he has convinced himself and his supporters are convinced that he is the only Messiah in Nigeria.
Wow.
So my relationship with him continued. I knew that he may not agree to be VP. Because if he has already convinced them that he's superior to a former vice president, there is nothing anybody can do or say to him. Then his supporters, hey.
That's why I was coming to the obedience.
I told him, I said, you are a leader. Please lead your followers. Don't let your followers become the leader. I knew that he viewed them with trepidation. Peter cannot control his followers.
Wow.
That's another thing.
Wow.
And they kept threatening. Even those who cannot give him 10 votes kept threatening. If you agree to be VP, we are not going to follow you. We are going to disown you. This is a democracy. Let me now tell you the final one. By the time he finally got another good friend of mine, Rabbi Musa Kwankwaso, once he got him to agree to be a running mate, the same Kwankwaso who said during the last election that he can never be subordinate to Peter, and that Peter will not vote for an Easterner. He said it on video.
It's on record.
It's on record. So Peter then believed that, this is a perfect match. But I knew. I went to check the records. How well did Kwankwaso do across Nigeria? He recorded maybe 1.something million votes.
Exactly.
Nationwide.
Overall, yes.
Overall.
Yes.
And 900,000 of which came from Kano. So Atiku came second in that election. Peter came third. And then Kwankwaso came fourth. So why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Match Atiku's 6.9 million to your own 6.1 million, you will handsomely have about 13 million votes. Asiwaju had 8.something million.
Yes.
So then bring whatever Kwankwaso can offer. Go into that coalition like that. He refused. Then they came, I believe, this is my own personal opinion, that they joined the ADC thinking that if they come like that with a mega force, they will be able to push Atiku out of the race. And that's why his people started attacking, pummeling Atiku, that Atiku cannot contest, he is too old, he's too this. How do you tell an old man not to pursue his own dreams? In America, we've seen how Joe Biden came and he became president at his age. Donald Trump, at his age, became president. And the scenario playing out in Nigeria now also played out in the last presidential election in America, when they forced Joe Biden to step down. But what's the result? Kamala, a younger person, pretty lady, intelligent, smart, everything. Elections cannot be a beauty contest.
Absolutely.
And it's not about how eloquent you are. It's a combination of many factors and also the strategy you choose for your campaign. So, my own also is spiritual. When people say, Atiku can never win election, I've read too many stories in history where people gave up on others. But they bounced back. A very good example and recent is Buhari in Nigeria.
Exactly.
They didn't give him a chance. Buhari he's brainless. He didn't go to school. Then until some people started saying that even if he didn't go to school, even if he brings toilet paper as his result, we will accept it. So, you will see that the next election in 2027 will be much different. I'm convinced now that if we run a good campaign, and we must run a campaign that is not traditional, but intellectual. Because if you repeat the same style, you will get the same results. So, our suggestion to our principal this time is that, look, you have more than enough intellectuals in Nigeria. You have more than enough professionals in Nigeria. You already cover for politics. So go all out and go and find intelligent, smart people, male or female, who from the moment it comes into it, the moment people hear his or her name, it will destabilize the status quo. But if you pick the same random, you just want to go and pick somebody who will just come and be blowing grammar, we will try our best. But I know that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is ready to give President Tinubu a run.
For his money.
For whatever.
Basharu, that was a nice response. Okay, so I want us to probe a bit more into this Peter Obi and Kwankwaso phenomenon. How do you see the pairing anyway? How do you see it?
I'm not a prophet of doom. And I don't like to disparage, even with all my differences with Asiwaju.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me
You speak on issues.
I speak on issues. I stick to issues. I have maximum respect for him. When tomorrow comes and power is over, we shall meet again.
Absolutely.
I'm not in a hurry
Absolutely.
to meet anybody. So, look, I still insist that my brother Peter Obi should have exercised some patience. That was my advice to him. He didn't take my advice. I can't blame him. Maybe he has other strategies. He says he doesn't spend money, he doesn't spend shishi, he doesn't need structure. Maybe we're about to witness a modern day miracle. Because I don't know how, when Kwankwaso was his own candidate, he could not deliver himself. So, look, we underrate the negativity of ethnic jingoism in Nigeria. I'm picking
Absolutely, being sensitive.
the negativity of ethnic jingoism. You will see a professor, he becomes a madman.
Absolutely.
Once it comes to
Ethnicity or religion.
So, and Kwankwaso had mentioned both as working against Peter Obi. So what has changed? I don't know.
Let's leave that. Babachi Alawa came out blistering earlier in the week, firing on all cylinders, calling your principal, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, all kinds of expletives. I am properly raised, I cannot repeat those awful words. And I'm wondering, I mean, even though some have said, but Wale, he also said the same thing more or less about Asiwaju in 2022 and all of that. But how did they fall out? What exactly is Babachi Alawa's grouse against Alhaji Atiku Abubakar?
If you know Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he doesn't fall out with people. You can fall out with him, but he doesn't fall out with people.
Wow.
That's what I admire most about him. He's a consummate Democrat. And you know how much he was disparaged after he left the government in 2007.
Sure.
Baba Obasanjo in particular gave a blistering attack against him. Did he utter a word? Can anybody try that with Wike? The whole roof will be on fire.
Exactly.
And that's what you must admire about him. And that's what I admire the most about him. That is a man who is able to accept anything you say about him. He believed that truth will not, but we've told him many times that Nigeria is not a place where you allow people to disparage you and you don't respond. Because if you don't respond, then people believe it is true. In the case of Babachi, I have discussed it with him, but I can't divulge.
That's with Babachi himself?
No,
okay.
I don't have any business with Babachi. I've never met him. I don't know him. I said it in my interview, So, I'm talking about Atiku Abubakar, and he explained what happened. And it's very unfortunate what happened. They gave Babachia so much power in Adamawa, and he used all the power, absolute power, for himself. Let me leave it at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. The ADC is enmeshed in all kinds of litigation as we speak, to the point where people are saying there may not be a candidate of the ADC on the ballot next year. How do you respond?
Well, I believe an average Nigerian could easily be a doubting Thomas. So, and I've said it many times, that self-doubt is our biggest liability. People doubt everything. And I always say that maybe we are related to Rene Deckers, who doubted everything, including his own existence. So, I will leave it to the courts. But the courts are human beings. Just like the Yorubas will say, so the man behind the mask, the so-called masquerade, is not an ancestor from heaven, it's a human being. They too, they know what is going on. They know who is putting fire underground. For example, I went to see Dumebi Kachiku.
I was coming there.
When that thing started. I went to see him because he's my very good bro and I like him a lot. His brother was our big brother, right from Ife and all those places. And yeah, we used to meet every now and then.
Emmanuel Kachiku.
No, Ibe.
Yeah, his first name is Emmanuel.
We all call him Ibe.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ibe Kachiku. And, so I told him, I said, don't let them use you like they used that on Zeribe against June 12. I said, you will regret it. So, but we know those who are behind all these things. So we don't need to mention it. But if they are watching me, they know themselves. They're in government. They are up in government, and they are reaching out to everywhere. And some of them, let me predict on your program, will be disgraced out of the government. Already they are having issues.
Wow.
Despite their so-called, fastidious loyalty, for Tinubu is a lie.
Wow.
They don't know it. Who could have done more than what El-Rufai did? I was telling a very powerful leader last week. He didn't know that El-Rufai is in prison.
Wow.
So he was saying, that if there is no coalition, you guys can't defeat Tinubu. I said, no, the scenario is different this time. Because last time, Tinubu had Buhari, who had fanatical supporters in the north, and he also had El-Rufai, who was the intellectual brain box of the north. I said today, one of them is dead, is in his grave, and the other is in prison. And the person said, oh, that's true. I said, look, the scenario is different. So now there is a proliferation of candidates in the south. How does that affect the north, where you have only one majestic candidate? The man has been there pursuing his dreams meticulously and without looking back. So you have only one. 19 regions plus Abuja. Then you have about 6 in the south. So I know they are desperate to make sure that how will you now. The courts are not. Let me not go there. Let's leave it.
What's your view on the INEC and the chair, or the chairman of the institution?
I won't lie to you. I've almost given up on Amukwita.
Wow.
I've almost. I mean, you know me. I'm very frank.
Of course.
I love intellectuals. When it came, I entered special prayers on his behalf.
Wow.
I interceded. I said, look, this man, God, don't let him fail like that Mahmoud of a man. I begged God. I said, please. But an answer that should not cry louder than the bereaved.
Yeah.
So it's up to him to do what is right, what is just, and then live honorably thereafter. And if he doesn't, that cannot be my own problem. But I prayed, and I prayed for it because I know that it seems that place is jinxed. And anyone you bring there must end up in ignominy. I pray that this will not be the portion of...
I sat with Samson Itodo, Yaga Africa. I mean, the leading expert on anything about elections in Nigeria. Also a lawyer too, And he told me straight up. I asked him a straight question. He answered me straight up. INEC is captured. INEC, that in fact, all INEC has never been, they've never been independent. So INEC is a captured.
No, I think this will be the worst at the rate it's going, unless a miracle happens. It looks to me like a jittery chicken. When I look at him, I'm worried that how can a professor with all your brilliance, senior advocate of this, of that, and then you're not advocating for good, credible, fair elections. It will be unfortunate though. I still believe I'm in a trance. I know it cannot be the same Amupita. Because when they announced his name, a lot of people from his axis, were praising him. Oh, they know he's very good, he's very decent. And I looked at him too as a decent man. So I'm begging him, if he's watching this, that look, don't enslave yourself because of any politician. You will live forever in regret. Yeah.
Assess the presidential candidates now. We have PRP, your friend Donald Duke, of course your principal Atiku Abubakar for ADC, and then Bola Tinubu, incumbent, Adewale Adebayo, SDP, Omoyele Sowore, Peter Obi, of course NDC. Assess their strengths and weaknesses, their possibility of clinching the presidency next year. Give us an assessment. Objective, of course, I might add. Even though I know you're always objective.
I believe that if what I'm seeing I'll start with my party, ADC. If what I'm seeing now, the way we are fired up, and then the decline of Nigeria in the Committee of Nations, go and see what is happening in Ghana. But they say, oh, Ghana is small. No. Everything in life as great.
Absolutely.
So if you have 200 million people, we should be far greater than Ghana. If you look at some of the biggest nations, some of the best countries in the world, the population helps them.
Of course.
It boosts them.
Of course.
So, but our own...
It's become a burden.
It's a burden. So, I believe Atiku's final battle will yield results. I'm very convinced. And by the grace of God, we shall all work for him and support him.
Where do you see Atiku's votes? Where is it going to come from, apart from the north, of course?
Oh, go and check even last time, despite everything. Atiku competed well in the south, competed well in the southwest. The only place he didn't have anything was Peter Obi's domain, southeast. He did well everywhere else. That's why he could have 6.9. You understand? So Atiku has built a humongous network that will be difficult for anybody to be. He started it since 1992-93. He is so smart, and God has blessed him with business acumen that, he's able to run his lifestyle without controlling any state in Nigeria. In fact, that's one of the most fascinating things I find about Atiku, that a man has been able to run a business. Even before he got into government, or before he started working in customs, when his father died, I think he was about 11 years old, just like my father died when I was 13. And Atiku started working to be able to take care of his mom. So, I believe his political brilliance plus his business acumen should be what Nigerians will vote for. Any man, any politician who lives perpetually on politics is dangerous.
Tell us about, we're still on Atiku. You've not talked on the others, but politics of vice presidential candidate selection for Atiku. Shed some light on this.
Well, I don't know what or who he will go for. But I know that the general feeling within the party is that, of course, the person will be younger than Atiku.
Yes.
Male or female. The person must be an intellectual. the person would have professional experience and competence. The person should be cosmopolitan. Should be someone who can represent Nigeria globally. You can see what Professor Shibaji was able to do for Buhari. Yeah. So it's not about I've been a governor, I've not been a governor. The person must combine all these attributes, and then we're good to go. I don't know, like I said, I don't know who he has in mind, but we have a lot of great people in our party.
So there's no look in the direction of Mr. Rotimi Amechi, who came second in the primaries anyway.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, Amechi did well coming second.
Yes.
But that does not automatically mean they will look. If you ask me, again, is my closest friends among all of them.
Yeah.
What might make it difficult for him is that he said too much against the principal.
After the...
Even before.
Oh, yeah.
He said he would not accept VP. So I don't know if he has changed his mind now. So if he has changed his mind, I'm sure they will consider him. But saying Atiku was unelectable, a lot of people found it very offensive. And I hope if I were in his shoes, I will retract it. And I will apologize that, look, I was...
That was in the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment, if he does that, why not? Me, I'm not a vindictive person. And he's eminently qualified.
Yeah.
Very, very qualified.
Yeah.
But it's difficult when you say certain things. That's why in politics, despite my disagreement with Asiwaju, I try not to say certain things. When people were calling him names, giving him all kinds of unbeatable titles,
you stayed away from that.
I stayed away from it. So that when tomorrow comes, when we all meet again,
exactly, you can
President Asiwaju,
exactly.
Well done, you've tried your best. Maybe your best was not enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
What about an Akinwumi Adesina, former AFDB president?
This thing is technical. He's not a member of ADC. He hasn't registered in ADC. So you can't contest now if you are not a member of the party.
No, as in VP. As VP.
You must be a registered member of the party.
True. That's true. That's true. And then, okay, so let's assess Asiwaju's chances.
Oh, of course, as the incumbent, everybody expects that nobody can defeat him. But that's also a fallacy that has been proven not to be true. Jonathan was removed, he was incumbent. Mahama in Ghana was removed, he was incumbent. Even Donald Trump was removed. So there's nobody who is not removable.
Does he have any chances in 2027?
Oh, of course. Every contestant, all the top 4 contestants, they have.
Okay.
Yeah, they have their chances.
Because I sat with the president's special advisor on media and policy communications, Dele Momodu, and he said the president is already, it's a done deal already.
But what do you expect Daniel to say? Daniel is not good.
Because he referred to the opposition as
Daniel knows in his heart of heart that's just a professional talk. He's defending his career.
Because I asked him, I said, are you afraid? I was asking Daniel if he was afraid that he should be jittery because of what is going on.
If they were not afraid, they won't be arresting people. They won't scatter all the courts in the land and make everywhere a one-party state. They deny it, but it's obvious that they are jittery. I have no doubt in my mind that they are jittery.
Kenneth Okongo, whom you know very well, has said that Tinubu is the easiest president to defeat as we speak. Do you agree? Well,
I won't say the easiest, but I won't say it is very easy to defeat him. It's obvious because he has failed spectacularly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's look, talk to anybody who is not one of his cronies. Go. If I don't want to go there, I'm telling you. Let's just leave it to God. But I know in his heart of heart, if he could rewind
the hand of the clock,
wallahi, he will do it and try to do things differently. But it is too late.
What of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, their chances?
Peter, everybody knows that Peter is a whiz-kid, is a wizard in business. In politics, he has built one of the biggest brands as a political figure in Nigeria and is known beyond Africa. But the odds, I don't believe, favor them. Because there's a pattern to elections. I always make reference to how on the night of American elections, you will see Fox News making their projections, you see CNN making their projections, and they make it based on certain established patterns.
Yes.
So in Nigeria, the established patterns is that majority of voters always vote for their own people. Whether that person will win or he will not win, their loyalty first is to a member of their own community and region and all that. So I believe Peter will do very well in the Southeast. I'm not sure if we do as well as he did last time, because last time he was having 90-something%, but there's nowhere in the whole of Nigeria where people voted 90-something%, but he got that turnout.
Yes.
Then
Lagos,
we do well in Lagos, but not as well as last time.
You think
That's
so?
my projection. I know. Atiku is going to do. You see, once people see that you have a chance, more people will migrate towards you. Now people can see that Atiku is virtually the king from the north. So people want to, even Igbo people, everybody, this thing is like horse trading. Rub my back, I rub your back. So nobody wants to be in opposition. So only crazy guys like me have remained in opposition because it's not palatable to be in opposition, but I managed to enjoy it.
you're a self-made man, so you've
It's
never
not-
depended
nobody
on
made
government
himself, it's
patronage.
God that made us, you know, and so I believe a lot of people will support Atiku nationwide this time. Yes, because they can see that who else is there that has his experience and exposure. What I keep repeating it, the best thing about Atiku is the fact that he is a businessman, he is a Democrat, he is a politician who is not vindictive. Atiku will not come and say because Tinubu offended him in the last regime, I'm going to put him in prison. He's not that kind of person. So people will be more comfortable. In fact, a lot of the governors who are supporting Tinubu now, they are praying silently that he will lose. Because they know if he wins, he will become a full-blown emperor.
Wow.
That's the truth. Talk to a lot of them privately. They will tell you, talk to them. They will tell you that it is not in their interest for Ashwaji to come back. That if he comes back, in fact, the Nigerian presidency will become a family affair. Just like you see it elsewhere.
Cameroon and
correct.
Guinea and all the other places.
Yes. And I think Ashwaji admires those leaders a lot. So
We've not talked about your younger brother, Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde. Was it just a
do you know
flight of fancy?
I was hoping that he will emerge with ADC and that he has a good potential of becoming a running mate for Atiku Abubakar. But you see, God works in mysterious ways.
So is there any way there could be an alliance between APM and
I think
ADC?
I believe maybe it's too late now. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't see him doing that. Even Bala in Bauchi, I don't know what happened to Bala Mohammed.
He also joined he's also of the APM.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he'll be the running mate to Sheyi, or Sheyi will be his running mate. They are good friends.
We can't finish this conversation without talking about the National Assembly. What's your view on the National Assembly? The Ninth Assembly was described as a rubber stamp. This 10th Assembly has been described variously as worse than being a rubber stamp. When you hear the things that Senator Akpabio, the Senate President, says that insecurity would end 2 weeks immediately after general elections next year, that it is politicians that are doing this. And then a bill is passed, Electoral Act was passed, riddled with all sorts of errors and insertions that was not in the original bill before it was assented to overnight by the president. Loans being brought by 11 o'clock, passed by 2 p.m. Sir, can you tell, what's your view on the National Assembly? Have they failed?
You said it all already. You see, Akpabio is my friend and brother. I was one of his biggest fans when he was governor of Akwa Ibom. But the moment he lost executive power, and don't forget, he also, like others, they have their case files or somewhere.
Yes.
And these guys keep it for them. So that whenever they step out of
Especially the immunity, whatever.
Yeah, no immunity. Even now,
Yes.
they can threaten him that
Exactly.
we're going to expose you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And so, what do you expect Akpabio to do? Akpabio has a mortal fear of Asiwaju.
Wow. Are you serious?
Oh, it's obvious. I don't see anything Asiwaju will ask Akpabio to do that he will not do. Very gladly.
Wow.
Yes.
Should, in case Asiwaju comes back and decides to do third term or just stay in office?
Oh, he will get it as long as he has life. Oh, I believe that is his dream.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Oh, yes.
We should be afraid. Nigerians should be afraid.
No, I'm not afraid. If we are mumu enough to let him get it. Did I not won
Exactly.
in 2022?
Exactly.
People abused me.
Exactly. And it's pretty much come to pass.
Yeah. So, and I'm telling you again that if you allow him, it will be worse than an emperor.
Wow.
There are many things now. How you will know that Nigeria will be in danger. There are many things he planned to do this year that he has shelved because of election. He will bring them back immediately.
Wow. So, as we round up now, the future of democracy in Nigeria with Barrister Wike, Rotimi Amechi, Seyi Makinde, Governor Bala, Mohammed of Bauchi, Hope Uzodinma. These are the second generation after the Atikus and Tinubus. How do you see these guys? What's your view on them?
No, there are many people who have never been government or power.
But you know how Nigerian democracy runs.
No, we are all playing our part. You can't say I'm not a leader just because I've not been a governor. I contested presidential election.
Long time ago.
2011.
2011.
So it will be 16 years. You will see a new set of leaders
emerge.
Oh, for example, if Asiwaju goes now, all the power that people ascribe to Wike is from Asiwaju. You think they won't pay for all this nonsense they are doing? And I'm not threatening them paying in terms of, I'm saying tomorrow will come and the power they think they have will just be like ordinary water. Oh, it's clear to me. There is no, where is Umaru Diko? When we were growing up, Umaru Diko, Joseph Wires, Senate President, they were larger than life. So the same way Wike is larger than life today, one day you will see Wike begging all his enemies. I predict it. Because you just can't continue like that, just behaving that you are above the law and everything. You know, I pity him a lot because he was my friend once upon a time. I really pity him. That does this man know the nature of power? It's a very temporary thing. Yeah.
Are you happy with Governor Fubara's withdrawal from the governorship re-election in Rivers State?
I believe that is his own business. From the one, he didn't want to fight. How he allowed Tinubu to convince him to accept those terms. What is worth doing at all is worth doing well. So if you are going to be a governor, be a governor. If you are not going to be a governor. And what Tinubu did, I'm sorry again, was wrong. Giving too much power to Wike because you think you need Wike for whatever you need him. No. It was very cruel to Fubara. Nobody, Fubara himself has not been able to say it, but I can say it, that Tinubu was very cruel to, you declare the state of emergency in a state where there was nothing. Now they are killing people, you have not declared the state of emergency where they are killing people. And then you now said, Wike is the leader of PDP in Rivers State. Meanwhile, Wike is virtually in APC. You now say Wike is the leader of APC in Rivers, and Wike is technically not in APC. How do you do that? I've never seen a president who would virtually hand over two political parties, opposing parties, and give them to one man just because you want to survive in power. We shall see the end of it.
Sir, give us your final crystal ball on 2027 elections.
I look forward to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar becoming the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria. He deserves it. It will be a good story to tell our young ones in the future that you should never give up on your dreams. As a young man, I read about a man called Abraham Lincoln in America.
Exactly.
And his trajectory was riddled with all manners of obstacles, but he never gave up. And today his name resonates globally. That's what I'm hoping will happen in Nigeria.
I know you mentioned Atiku being a Democrat, a gentleman, a businessman with some business acumen. What other unique selling points does he have that, Nigerians, viewers all over the world? Because people are saying he's too old, he's this, he's that.
Is that he will be hands-on. I wish you could see my chats with him. You talk to him, you ask him questions. I remember when some people said, oh, his certificate was a dodgy certificate, was this. I sent it to him. I don't think anybody will be bold enough to send to an Ashwaju with that kind of thing. And copiously, he responded. He was explaining everything that happened, that transpired. So that's the kind of leader I want to have in my country.
Hands-on.
Hands-on, always a seasoned administrator. Meticulous. And when you see his choice of words, and it's not a bitter man. It's just, I hate bitterness. I can't stand in a foul environment. Everyone around Ashwaju is jittery.
Wow.
How can grandfathers, great-grandfathers be jittery because of one man? I don't understand it.
Walking on eggshells.
It's unfortunate.
Wow.
Very, very unfortunate. And I hope Ashwaju, if he's watching, will listen to me as a true brother and a true friend who wanted him to succeed. But unfortunately, he's blown it. He has blown it. Yeah.
Wow. Basharum, Dele Momodu, it's been a pleasure in this last 1 hour or so having this conversation finally. And I'm sure it's not going to be the last one, though, definitely.
Oh, no, anytime.
As we wind down towards the elections, we'll meet again and do this over and over.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Nice having you.
Thank you, sir.